Have you ever had something that burdened you past what you thought you could handle? For many of us, we could say yes in this. It could be something in the past. It could be something we're going through right now. It could be something that hasn't happened yet. But Jesus talked about burdens and the significance of them and how he can help in those burdens. You can find that in Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 through 30. It says this:
Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take up my yoke and learn from me, because I am lowly and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You see, in chapter 11, Jesus is trying to show his deity. He's trying to show that he is God. And the struggle that they're talking about, this burden that they have, is you got to realize at this time period, the Jewish people live under the law day in and day out. The 613 laws that they had to fulfill each day to show righteousness in God's eyes. Knowing how imperfect people are, there was no way they actually could do that. So Jesus is coming to show them that he is the Messiah, that he is the way, the truth, and the life, and that their burden is now over, that he was going to complete what they have been trying to do on their own through the law. So he tells them, he says, Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. And then he starts talking about this idea of a yoke. Now, it's significant to understand what a yoke is. A yoke was a device that was used to bind two animals together. Think of horses or ox, and they would bind them together and they would use them to pull something extremely heavy, a plow, something of that nature. And they would do that so that it wasn't just one horse trying to pull the load, but it was two horses sharing that burden. And when Jesus is saying this, he's like, listen, my burden is light. I can help you pull your burden, because many times our burdens seem so hard on our own. Could you imagine trying to push a car up a hill by yourself? It is so hard to get any kind of motivation, any movement to get it up the hill, any momentum as you're trying to push it. The car is pushing back harder, and many times than you're able to push forward. When we take on the the burden with Christ, and we take on this yoke that Christ has, it's like turning that hill upside down and trying to push a car downhill. The burden is lightened to such a point that we are able to do it. So, what I want to tell you today, what I want to encourage you to do is to listen to the words of Christ and implement them in your life. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Come to Jesus. Allow him to give you that rest that only he can. Don't try to go through your burdens on your own, for he is worthy and willing to help in every burden. And the great thing about Christ is your burdens are not too big and they're not too small. He cares about them all.